Ginger scallion sauce is a family favorite because it's delicious and versatile. Made with only 4 ingredients, it really has a nice punch of flavor to add to dishes to make them extra special. To start, we want to use the freshest ginger possible. This is an example of what not to use. It's old ginger. Notice how the skin is wrinkled. There is also some discoloration in the skin, which indicates that it had some mold at some point. And it doesn't show on camera, but there's also a give to it when I try to squeeze it. The fingers also move easily, which is not a good sign. This is an example of good fresh ginger, the kind that we want. The skin is smooth, it feels firm when squeezing it, and the fingers won't budge unless you try to snap it. Listen to that snap. It's quick and sharp. Now let's go back to the old one. The snap is slower and requires me to pull and tear it apart. Ginger skins are edible, and this step can be skipped if you prefer, but I like to peel mine, and it's best to do that with a regular tablespoon. Just be sure to use the side with the scoop facing the ginger. The skin comes off easily. The spoon also makes it really easy to peel around all those little nubbers, and there's very little waste of the flesh when you peel it this way. The skin it takes off reminds me of paper. Now that the ginger is peeled, we want to mince it, and I found that this is the best way to do that. First, slice the ginger into thin coins, then flatten the whole lot of them. Just by having a generally thin layer of them will work fine. Now we can slice them down into a matchstick shape. Here I'm chopping up 4 ounces or 120 grams of ginger, and this will yield about 1 cup of minced ginger. Now I'm going to gather up that whole lot and turn the pile 90 degrees. Slice it again, and then we'll have a nice dice of that ginger. It doesn't have to be perfect, the pieces just need to be small. I like to go over them again to get a finer chop and to get any of the stragglers that I missed while chopping. A food processor will make this job much easier. Just be sure to pulse it so that you don't end up with a mush. Once the ginger is minced like this, we're going to start heating a small pan with some oil. Here I'm using some peanut oil, but any tasteless oil of your preference will do. I'm using about a half a cup of oil and have it heating up on a medium-low heat. While this is heating, I can focus on the green onions. For the green onions, I store them washed in a jar on the countertop. I like to save about 1 to 2 inches of the bottom so that I can regrow them in water. Then with the rest, I slice them thinly. Most recipes call for measurements by volume in a 4:1 ratio of the scallions to ginger. For mine, I tend to like a 1:1 ratio. Here I use 9 stalks of green onions or 1.5 bunches of onion. It also weighed about 4 ounces, and it will work out to be 1 cup chopped. You can adjust this ratio to your preferences. If it's your first time making it, I'd go more heavily toward the green onion than the ginger.
I wanted to get them a bit finer, so decided to chop them all together.
By now the oil is heated, and this is when the magic happens.
This cooking will mellow out the sharpness of the raw ingredients.
I add about 1 tablespoon of salt, which is a lot, but this condiment is meant to replace the salt that you'd normally add to a dish. It's not meant to be eaten as is. I let this cook on medium-low for 1 minute, just until the whites start to become translucent. We don't want any browning to happen here. Now that the sauce is done, we can store it in a glass jar in the refrigerator for use all throughout the week. To use it, I like to strain any extra oil from it and do a quick press before adding it to our food. Any remaining oil we'll use in stir-frying foods to give them extra flavor. We enjoy this sauce in so many ways. I've been known to eat this with a bowl of plain white rice as a meal, as a treat. It's great on rice noodles and wheat noodles alike. It adds something extra special to stir fries, and it's perfect for bland foods like tofu. It can turn scrambled eggs into a main dish to be served as the main protein for a meal. I even add it to oatmeal for a savory breakfast, or any meal for that matter, kind of like a healthier congee, a Chinese rice porridge dish. Most traditionally, it's eaten with a plain poached chicken, which my son really enjoys to take to school for lunch. Paired with some rice noodles and some extra chopped scallions on the top, he's good to go with some additional fruits and veggies on the side. Simple ginger scallion sauce. I hope you get to try this one. Thanks for watching, and I wish you happy cooking.
I wanted to let you know that my posting schedule will be very abnormal for this 4th quarter of the year. My work gets very busy around this time. And I want to let you know that I love and appreciate you all very much, and I hope that you'll stick with me and know that I'll be creating and posting content as I can.